Good morning, y'all. Okay, things are moving right along in my closet. Things are finally starting to take shape. I've got my dog here with me. I got all of the cabinets built for the left side of the room. I still don't have feet on them or anything like that, but all of the main cabinets are built now. And then I got started on something that's really helping this room to kind of take shape. So let me flip my camera around and I'll show you the progress. Here is the left side of the room now. I got the little cabinet built for the dryer. Remember, here's the washer and there's the dryer. And then I got all of these cabinets built. So now I have all of my big cabinets built, and I was anxious to start adding trim, but then I realized I need shelves first. So I spent the last couple of days working on shelves, and because I used a lower grade of plywood, they just required a lot of wood filling and sanding and all of that, but it saved me probably a couple of $1,000s to use this lower grade of plywood. So I'm okay with that. You know, spending time wood filling and sanding is actually kind of relaxing to me. So I don't mind that payoff. I don't mind that trade out. So anyway, here's what it looks like now. This section right here is going to be for handbags and folded clothes. And then this is going to be my shoe storage. I have a lot of shoes. I really like shoes. So after taking lots of measurements of my shoes and stuff like that, just to see what I would need, I decided to do 2 shelves at 14 inches, 2 at 10, 2 at 8, and then the rest are 7.5. This one looks taller right now, I know, but it's gonna have trim that comes down over the top. So if I did my measurements right, it will also be 7.5. I don't know that I did it exactly right. It's a little difficult because, you know, this is an older house, and so nothing is exactly flat or square or anything like that. And so my ceiling over here, there's a little more room. Wait, is that right? Yeah, there's more space over here than there is over here. So I'm just gonna have to work out those adjustments when I start adding the trim. So we'll see how that actually ends up looking. It might be an 8-inch shelf up there, but really I don't think anybody's gonna notice. And then yesterday on my blog, I shared about my island, because there's gonna be an island here, and I shared about that design. And I was planning on having my jewelry storage in there. I have a lot of necklaces and earrings and stuff like that, because I love to do beading in my spare time, which I haven't had a lot of lately. But anyway, I've decided I wanted my jewelry, my earrings, specifically, I wanted to have a drawer with earrings and rings and stuff like that that has a glass top. I'm sure y'all have seen that in pictures of walk-in closets. I wanted to have that, and I had planned on putting it in the island, but a lot of people said, no, it makes more sense to put it over here. So I'm gonna end up taking this shelf out, and I'm gonna have my glass top drawer, you know, one of those shallow drawers that has all the little separators in it for earrings and rings and such. So that's gonna go right here, a very shallow drawer. And then underneath that, I'm gonna have at least 1 bar, maybe 2 for necklaces and stuff like that. So I had originally planned on having this section be drawers. And now all of my drawer storage is just gonna be confined to the island. And there's gonna be, it's gonna be accessible on 4 sides. So there'll be drawers on all 4 sides of the island. So again, this is just gonna be a glass top with a shallow drawer with earrings, rings, and stuff like that, necklace holder underneath, and then just a shelf below. And I may actually end up needing that shelf for some overflow shoe storage. I know, I have a ridiculous number of shoes, but I'm sure there are many people with more shoes than me. So, you know, it's just one of those little pleasures in life that I enjoy. So anyway, I still have to do my shelves for these 2. Each one of these are gonna be closed storage. So these two cabinets here are actually going to have doors on them, but each one of these needs either 5 or 6 shelves. But thankfully this section, this is all going to be hanging storage mostly, but I will have one shelf in this section, and I also need a vertical divider at the bottom. This section will just have one shelf, and then this section will have 2 shelves at the top with hanging storage below. So I do still have a few shelves to make on this wall, 4 shelves and 1 vertical divider. And then I've got all of these shelves to go. And then of course, these cabinets still need the feet on them to raise them up so that there's room for trim at the bottom. So that is the progress. I'm very pleased with how it's taking shape. I mean, once these shelves started going in and I could see kind of my vision coming to life, it started getting really exciting. It still looks ugly at this point because it's all just, you know, ugly brown plywood. But once all the trim starts going on, it's really gonna start looking pretty in here. So anyway, I'm excited. That's the progress. And Cooper says hi.